So here are 6 of the projects that I plan on including in my portfolio. A lot of them are print, because that's an area that I am interested in. We have some illustration work, and then I've got 2 3D images here. So I have just kind of like a still image with 3D, and then I have an animated video. So the first one, I'll kind of go in chronological order on how I made them. This is a book cover I made. So it is called Bamboo Cutter and the Moonchild, and I made this for one of my classes. We had to come up with characters and a story behind a book, and then we had to illustrate the whole thing by ourselves. So I illustrated this in with using Illustrator, and then just came up with the ideas for typography, layout, and presentation. So I liked how this ended up. Pretty proud of it, and I think it's a good addition to my portfolio because it shows a little bit of the creativity side, a little bit of artistic side, and it has some marketable because it's obviously I would be interested in doing book covers, especially for children's books. That's kind of something I'm interested in. So that is the first one that I have. This one here is a magazine cover I did. It still has some work that needs to be done as far as the layout goes and working with some of the print, the typography. And the photo I actually didn't take, but I did the photo editing. So I plan on for this showing basically the photo unfinished, and then the final product of the edited photo, composition, layout, and then just the magazine cover. So that's another print thing that I did. I really enjoyed doing this. I spent a lot of time looking at magazines for this class, just studying how they were laid out, and it was just a really fun and interesting project, and I really liked how it ended up turning out. I obviously had to have some Photoshop knowledge, and I had already taken my typography class, so I had a little bit of knowledge about uh, font and layout. Obviously, this still needs a little bit of work as far as the composition goes, but once it's finished, I plan on using this. Then we've got another print. So it is a trifold brochure, and I made up a fake company or a fabricated company and then came up with all of the information for the design and the company colors, company mission, what the company is about, and then just kind of have some products here. And this I'm using because I think it is pretty professional looking as far as, it's displaying products, so it's obviously for a company. I think it has good layouts, and then I did come up with all of the colors and the design myself, so I think that is a really good addition to my portfolio. I love InDesign, so I really liked creating this because we got to use that a lot. This is another print one, so I plan on actually making this into a excuse me, a motion graphic. So I'm gonna kind of go through as slides, starting with this one, and then we kind of go along as the story builds. I'm in a fun way telling what a UX designer does, and then I plan on adding a motion element to this. So that's gonna be turned into a motion graphic. I'm interested in UX design, and I love motion graphics, so I think that'll be geared towards what I'm looking to get into once it's finally done. This is a 3D scene that I have showed before. I used 3ds Max, and then I had to create the whole room. I plan on adding more details to the paint cans, a little bit more liquid throughout the room and in here. This was all done in 3ds Max, just using the basic building tools and then materials, texturing, and lighting. And I really like how it turned out, so I think I will add this one as well. And then the last one is done in 3ds Max as well. This is a animated video. It still needs a little bit of a little bit of work. Basically, it's just animated characters that are showing emotion through motion. And even though it still needs a little bit of work here on the floor, and as far as it's a bit janky still with the motion, but I like animated graphics, and I think it's a pretty good indicator of the things that I like to do within the program. I'm not so much of a character modeler with complex detail, but I like doing little animated shorts. It'll play into my motion graphics interests as well. So that's a little overview of my projects.